I'm literally so excited right now.
Dream a little dreamer.
So if you're new to my channel, then you would know that this is the first time I have posted on YouTube in a really long time. I have been making TikToks for a while now. I'm gonna have to get used to like lighting and everything again. My background is just my room. Like, this is reality. This is where I'm gonna be a lot of the time. It's 8:30 at night and I just wanted to come back. I sat down today and I was just clearing out files and everything, and I found a bunch of old stuff from when I was doing YouTube, and it just gave me all the feels. And I've been on TikTok for like a while now, and I make videos pretty frequently on there, and I love doing them. It's really cool to do short form, but like, I'm a chatty gal, okay? I like talking about things that I like. And I sat down and I watched my last YouTube video, which you'll be able to see on my channel, and I just had like a very big full circle moment, and I will talk about that as I get ready. But we're gonna get into the makeup. This is gonna be a makeup, beauty, books, life channel. I am ready to be back. I am ready to make things. I don't know how often I'll post. I don't know anything really. This is slightly impulsive, but YouTube has been a huge part of my life. It was a big part of my teenage life, and I just wanted to come back. Okay, I'm gonna use I don't want to get up and get my skincare. I'm really lazy right now. I'm gonna use some hyaluronic acid and just a skincare sample moisturizer to prep my skin. It is washed. It is in good shape. I didn't put anything on it today. It was a natural day, but I just felt like doing makeup. And it's funny because I wanted to do this a little bit earlier in the evening, and I was like, ugh, like, I don't want to just sit there and talk about makeup. Like, I want to talk about something else, but I don't want to make too long of a TikTok. And it's funny because my little cousin was telling me a while ago, she's like, you talk a lot in your videos. You should maybe think about doing YouTube. And I was like, actually, you didn't know, but I used to make them. We're gonna use the Milk Hydrogrip primer. I love this stuff. It is worth the hype. And I actually, through doing TikTok videos, I found a dupe. It's from, I'll show you in a second. It's from Revolution. Well, it's like Relove by Revolution. It's the line that's carried in Walmart, and it leaves your skin so tacky and like ready for makeup. It's insane. It is insane. Here it is. So this is like, I think this is like $3 or $4. It's the H2O Hydrate Primer. It works really, really well. It's super tacky. Love it. I'm then going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow primer as well, just because I feel like being extra right now, honestly. So I guess I will just start talking. So the last video that I posted, I was 21 years old. I am now 23. And it's actually almost to the year that it's been 2 years. Yeah, because I posted my last video in May of 2021, and it's like the end of March 2023. So it's really crazy that I felt this calling around the same time of year. Anyway, I'm feeling great. My life is amazing since you've last seen me on YouTube. And actually, like, a lot of my family watches this too, and like family friends. And so since you've last seen me probably for a while now, I have moved to California. I live in San Diego and I love it. I'm just gonna use the Covergirl clean brush. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna use the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. This is in the shade Light Medium, and we're just going to put this directly onto the skin. Hopefully, literally the color match situation for me right now is just not great. Like, my neck is so pale, but then my actual face gets tan, and I just need a good day at the beach. So funny enough, how I ended up in San Diego, and I love telling this story, so I'll tell you, is I've wanted to live here for a long time. And when I posted that video, it was May of 2021. I had a trip planned with my cousin to San Diego in June. So we ended up going, and I ended up meeting my now boyfriend of almost 2 years. We hit it off right away, but obviously I had to go back to Washington, and because my life was not in San Diego yet whatsoever. So I went back to Washington, and we did not stop talking. And it's funny because around the same time, we started texting, and unrelated to him, I ended up like deleting any dating apps I was on. I deleted like anything related to boys. I was done. And he was so nice that it's really funny because I was like, I don't know if this is gonna go anywhere. Like, we live so far away. Like, I don't know when I would move, you know, like, I don't know how serious this is, but we just kept talking, and we started FaceTiming like every single night. And then it turned into, I visited like almost every other week pretty shortly after. And then I actually had a friend who simultaneously was moving to San Diego in October of that year. And she was like, you should apply to this company to work at, which is the job that I have now. And this was in like September, when I was already trying to figure out how I was going to move down here. Because I was like, I see my life down here. Like, I wanted to live here. And then also, like, obviously my boyfriend was down here, and I was spending so much time here anyway that I was trying to figure out like any way to get down here. So I ended up applying for that job, and I got it. And I started working at my job in December of 2021, while I also graduated from college in December of 2021. So literally the universe just like aligned for me. And it's pretty nuts to think about. I still am in shock all the time. And there's so many other things that happen, and like so many other details of the story that were just like insane. I mean, it's insane that this happened the way that it did. I've really been loving this powder. It's the Jaclyn Cosmetics Brightening Light Banana Powder, and I really, really love it for setting under my eyes. And when I use it, honestly, my makeup goes nowhere. It goes nowhere, especially under eyes. Nowhere. It does not crease, nothing. It's amazing. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a sponge. It's kind of dry, it's not really damp, but actually I'll go ahead and use some setting spray just to dampen this little sponge situation. And we'll take some powder and just put it underneath the eyes. So anyway, it's funny because in the last video that I posted, which I ended up making public again, I had privated that video because I was like, I don't want anything of my YouTube on there, because I was just like, I felt like it looked really confusing, because I was confused during the times of a lot of those videos being posted. So like, I was associating like past experiences with seeing those, and so I ended up like deleting all of them off of the internet. They're all privated, they're not deleted. But anyway, I made my last video public again, so you can kind of see if you want to go back and watch it. What I'm talking about, it's only like 6 minutes. But during that whole video, I was sitting there talking about how I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Meanwhile, in like 2 weeks of posting that video, I was actually going to meet my like now very serious boyfriend and have like my whole life start to come together. So it's just so crazy how the world works. And I work in the book industry now, which is really crazy, because in that video I also was like, you know, I don't talk about my love for books a lot on this channel, but I really love books, and like I want to post about them and all this stuff. And it's just so crazy how I feel like that video kind of manifested my future. And actually on that day, I remember that day very well, that day was very emotionally chaotic for me. And it's nuts, man. It's nuts. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a Fenty contour stick. This is in the shade, or it's a matchstick. It's called a matchstick, but it's in the shade Mocha. I made sure to avoid my cheekbone area, like where I would contour, while applying the powder, so that way I could still apply cream products, because I'm really loving cream bronzer and blush right now. So while I'm just building this up and applying, it's really funny also because in that video I'm talking about how I have just so much ahead of me and how I'm going to be traveling and doing all of these things. And since I've moved here, I've been to Thailand, we went to Mexico, we've done so much. Like we went to Spain, we have traveled so much, we've made so many amazing memories, and I've learned so much about myself. And like, I really thought that like my 20s were going to be a party era for me, and like I do party occasionally, but honestly it's like just a really big self-growth journey. And over the last year, it wasn't like the easiest self-growth journey ever. I learned a lot of things about myself. I just feel like I really came back to myself recently, and that is like the best feeling. I mean, moving states is really hard. Like, you wouldn't think so, because you'd think that, like, for me, I was like, oh, I've gone to California most of my life. Like, how different could it actually be? It is pretty different when you move, like, even though it was just Washington to California, there's so many differences. And also, I did not realize like how much the weather being nicer down here would impact me, and it did, in the best way, like the best way possible. But there was just so many changes, and I feel like my brain has finally caught up with all of the change and all of the wonderful things that have happened in the last year. So it has just been a year. It has been a year. I'm gonna go ahead and do this Flower Gel Crush Lip and Cheek product. My neck is just not matching my face, and it's irritating me so much, and I just don't feel like putting makeup on my neck, because I'm literally gonna wash all of this off like right after this. So we're just gonna ignore it, okay? I'm just taking this on a stipple brush as well. I have a few of these. They're the e.l.f. stipple brushes, the small stipple brushes, and they're honestly so great for applying things like very naturally. When I went, like, while I was being mentored by my brow trainer / she taught me how to do a lot of stuff with makeup, stipple brushes were like unessential. They're just such a useful tool, and you don't see enough people talking about them on TikTok and stuff, because everyone's really caught up in like just trends right now. But this is just a classic makeup staple that I encourage you to have if you do your makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and use some setting spray. This is the Revolution Super Fix Super Hold Misting Spray. Somehow I seem to think that like if I'm not drowning in it, it's not gonna do its job, which I don't think is true, but it's also just so refreshing that you just gotta do it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and lightly do my brows. I do have my eyebrows, I have ombre powder brows, which is a form of microblading, but it's a different technique. I'm getting caught up because I've done it myself. I had a business doing it, and I'm currently on pause just because I work a full-time job and everything, and it just wasn't feasible to do both right now. But I always get caught up in the technical terms, and people are like, oh, you have your eyebrows tattooed, da, da, da. And then I like sit there and I'm like, actually they're ombre powder brows, and you use a machine, and da, 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 da. Like I just try and over explain it way too much. I'm gonna do the Anastasia Dipbrow, and we are just going to lightly fill them in. I already have great brows because of them, but what ends up happening is you get them done and then you're just like, I want them darker. It becomes an addiction. It's like you just continuously want them darker. So when I do my makeup, I do fill them in a little bit just so they are more prominent.
Breezes seem to whisper
Okay, and then I really like using the Benefit Gimme Brow. I recently started using this and I love it. This is the 3.75 shade, and sometimes I'll wear it on its own, like on natural makeup days, but if I'm doing like full foundation and everything, I am wearing this and pomade because I really like how it looks together.
Seem to whisper.
Another thing I actually thought was really funny in my last video that's just so, it's just hysterical. I started talking about how I didn't want to be on social media as much, I think. And if I didn't explicitly say that, that's where my head was at that point. And now I literally make TikToks. I'm back on YouTube. I also am a social media coordinator for my actual job. That is the one thing, that is the one haha out of the whole thing for me. I just went ahead and curled my eyelashes. I think I'm just gonna do mascara for this because honestly, like I said, like I'm gonna be taking this off right after. But yeah, you guys, I'm so happy to be here. I really don't know what my videos are gonna look like. I think it's gonna be a lot of makeup stuff. I think it's gonna be a lot of reading vlogs because I love books and I spend a lot of my time recharging and doing that. I'd also really like to film some of the stuff that I do here too. I forget to take pictures a lot, and I forget to take videos, and I forget to do all those things. Like, I'm not really on Snapchat anymore, and I feel like my generation was like very much documenting life through Snapchat, and I don't do that anymore. So it's really weird how now a lot of the time the only pictures that I take, I'm not in them, or it's not my friends or like the people that I love, and it ends up being like other things, which is totally fine. But and my dog, I also have a puppy, which I'll show you her probably in the next video. She's actually sleeping like really peacefully, and I'm actually going to include her in the thumbnail too, I think, because she's just too cute. I'm just so excited to have this platform to express myself again, because there's so many times where I'm like, I do not want to go socialize, but I just want to talk about the things that I like. I feel like it's so fun to have a place where you can be like, oh yeah, I found this new foundation, but also like I'm reading this book and like, girl, good, so good. It's pretty bad because I do remember that a lot of my videos ended up being like 30 minutes long, which I'm going to try and keep it down. Like we're not doing the 30-minute videos anymore. We cannot. They will be chatty. And maybe I'll do like a weekly vlog situation with some other things sprinkled in. I'm just using the Maybelline Sky High mascara. The difference, amazing. We're just gonna keep it at that for now. I talked about a lot of my previous travel, but we have some really fun travel plans this year. I'm going back to see my family in Croatia in September, which is really, really exciting. And if you followed me before, you would have seen like my old Croatia vlogs, because I made a few of them. I miss it so much. Another really fun thing that I've been doing, and I'll tell you what lip gloss this is in a second, okay? I will get to it. Just let me chat. Sorry, got a little hostile there, but I think I was talking more to myself than anything. Another thing that I've been getting back into is writing. And if you didn't know, I graduated college as a creative writing major. And after college, I don't know if I was burnt out or I don't know what the case was, but I just kind of stopped. And I started writing a novel in March. And don't take that like it's super crazy or anything, because honestly I think I'm only 7 pages in, but like the idea is there. I want to do it, and so I've been writing. I am trying to get back into writing. I've been like setting up my computer so that way it's like fun to be on, because it was just so full of junk from school and just from so many different things, and like I never cleaned it out. And so I went and I've been cleaning everything out, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I've been writing. It makes me just feel like myself, and it makes me feel really in touch with myself. Like I journal, and I know a lot of people journal to stay in conversation with themselves, and that's what like creatively writing does for me. So very excited about that. I might include some things about writing. Let me know if that's something you would want to see. But this lip gloss is Sephora. It is the Plump Effect gloss in Outrageous, and these are like $8 and they're so good. Okay, and I have a Too Faced lip injections. I have 2 of them, and I have this one, and the lip injections are a little bit better, but this is pretty dang close. But the tingling feeling is not as intense, I will say that. It's just a good gloss for me. It's just a good gloss. I think this is where we're gonna wrap up. Normally I would probably do my hair and stuff too if I was doing a full get ready with me, but I'm going to bed and I just wanted to chat, and I just wanted to say that I am back and I will be making videos, and thank you for being here. I'm excited to share my life with you again, and even if no one watches this, I'm still happy I did it.
Breezes seem to whisper.